Hey everybody, IronFury here, and I have something special for you today. Speedrunning has been kind of the thing lately. SGDQ just happened, and my buddy Brysolf has been doing speedrunning for a while. He actually has been getting world records in Smash TV, and I figured, you know what? I'm due for a world record. And I picked Dynamite Duke because it's a relatively short game anyway, and on speedrunning.com, or speedrun.com, Retro Omega is the only person to hold the record with 1043, and believe it or not, my initial run on YouTube, the initial video that I posted, the one video playing the whole game, that was 1 second short of being the world record. And if I can do that without actually trying to speedrun, imagine what I can do when I do try. And that's why we're here today. Now, one big strategy when playing this game for a speedrun is you definitely want to break every single thing you can to get items. There is a little bit of RNG in this game, and I did not know that initially, but I always believed that the items were set throughout the whole game, like it was never different at all. Some items are, but believe it or not, there is a little bit of RNG. With that mini-boss, you want to take out the two turrets first. In fact, you even want to take him out before the tank even gets on screen. This guy is easy. With the body armor, you can tank pretty much everything he does, so just keep spamming the kicks once he gets up to you. He cannot do enough damage to you, so... Obviously, we want to skip all the mission clear and intros. Now, in this level in particular, you can get some really good items. You want to see if you can rack up a few dynamite punches. There are definitely some available in this level. Well, there's one that's guaranteed in this level, but sometimes, especially if you're very quick, you can get one right at the beginning. If I were faster and not getting barraged by enemies, I probably would have been able to get more items in this, but you obviously don't want to be too distracted with getting items. Just take what you can get. And also, it's just a good idea in general to clear the room when you can. Obviously, you're going the same speed regardless, but taking damage is something you really want to avoid as much as possible. Now, this helicopter enemy is really easy. Just duck and weave and keep blasting them with shots. You don't even need to worry about the turret in the middle. And after this boss, you will always get health. So once we go up into this hallway, we're going to face Iron Man's reject cousin, as I called him in the initial video. Just look at him. He looks like a knockoff of Iron Man. Now, when he shoots his fire, you can duck right under it. In fact, you can even just duck in general, and he won't do too much damage to you. And just like the first boss, just keep kicking him. Just keep kicking him every time he comes over to you. Now, in this level, RNG can either play really well with you or be a rotten son of a bitch. I have played through this level a few times and have gotten some really funky drops. There were drops I didn't even know were in this game. That was actually a really fortunate drop. You're always guaranteed one of the dynamite punches, but getting two is really crucial toward the end of the game. I don't spam dynamite punches at all, so when I have the extra ones, it's really good for the bosses later. But, yeah, I found out that there are weapons in this game that I never knew were there initially. There's a rocket launcher, there's a revolver. They don't show up in this playthrough at all. They do not show up in this run. It's RNG whether or not you get them, and I find that they're fairly rare drops. Take out these turrets right before this tank comes on, and just keep blasting them and dodging. You could use dynamite punches here. I don't do that because I don't think it's necessary, and again, I'm thinking long run, because dynamite punches will be useful when we get towards like the final boss and stuff like that. So just don't do that if you don't have to. However, I would recommend if you have the extra dynamite punches, you can use them on this boss. The missile launcher, when it comes out, it's going to just keep firing at you, and there's going to be a lot of stuff coming at you at once. It might be good to do a little screen clearing like this. See, I'm getting low on health, so I'm using a Dynamite Punch, and then just a couple shots and he's down. And this is actually really good time. Normally when I was practicing this, I was getting like around closer to the 5-minute mark. So we're like a good minute ahead at this point. This particular section is really easy to take enemies down. So this shouldn't be too hard for you. Once you get out past the cave section, though, more enemies start to pile on. You get less things to pick up, which really hurts. It was at this point that I was thinking, oh god, this might actually be a dead run, because RNG wasn't too great to me. Like, sometimes when I would play this, I'd get a lot of body armors, which body armors and Dynamite Punches are, like, your best friends in this run. They're your best friend in any run of Dynamite Duke, because obviously the less damage you take, the better you are. However, I got some Dynamite Punches, which you normally do not get in this level. So RNG was actually very kind to me here, and I'm going to be using it during the boss. Mostly because my health is so low. You almost never get a health recovery after that boss. I don't know why. They figure you don't need him at this point, but... I mean, of course, as you know, it is a repeat of the first boss. He's just a little more difficult. And with my health being so low, I am not taking chances. I have plenty of Dynamite Punches, so I'm not really worried about it. And obviously, as I beat the level, I do gain a little bit of health back. Yes, there's the body armor. This is going to help a lot. It's going to mitigate a lot of the damage that I can take. So, it gives me a little more, you know, flexibility and work room. Unfortunately, the other cabinets and stuff that I'm breaking aren't really giving me much of anything, but these two Dynamite Punches are absolutely crucial, and I think they're the reason why this run ended up going so well. Because I just have so much room to... When you have Dynamite Punches, that is just a lot of room to work with. You can use that to clear screens, you can use that to take out bosses quicker. They're really useful. And there's the health pickup that I needed. So at this point, I am a lot more comfortable. I can do a lot more. I don't have to do as much ducking and weaving, which I still recommend doing, because again, why take the damage if you don't have to? But at the same time, I don't have to worry as much, so I'm not worrying that I'm gonna like die or anything. And I'm using the Dynamite Punch to keep him away from me, just because he can do a lot of damage, and I want to keep this body armor intact as much as I can. And of course, like the other ones, just keep kicking, and these guys are no problem. We're now in the laboratory, and we have really good time on our hands. We're about 7.5 minutes in, almost 8 minutes, and yeah, this is actually looking to be a really good run. Spoiler, it is a good run, but at this point, I'm comfortable with the fact that this is going to be a world record-breaking run, and I'm just trying to make sure I get some good items along the way just to kind of make it even faster if I can. So, anyway, sometimes you can get Dynamite Punches here, sometimes you get body armors. The body armors aren't common, but when I get them, man, they're great. I didn't get any in this time, but I love getting body armors. They're so useful. Body armor and Dynamite Punches, those are the best items to pick up. The rocket launcher is pretty good too, but it's not great. This boss is piss easy. And sometimes you can get free Dynamite Punches, but I didn't get one this time. But this boss is no problem. You just stand in the center, and there you go, it's done. And these bullets you can actually pick up after you take the boss out, which is really useful. Anyway, now we're on the final level of the game. We are less than 9 minutes in. So, I'm thinking potentially this could be a sub 10, but I take out this boss really quickly. If you can get him into this little loop, he is easy to take out. This is the biggest pain in the ass of this whole run. This guy can either cooperate, or he could beat your ass. Just keep kind of moving like this and take little pot shots. Occasionally throw a Dynamite Punch if you have extra ones. If you don't have extra ones, do not waste them, because you will need them for the final phase. But just kind of duck and weave and throw some kicks. Occasionally you will try to just take as many as you can. I thankfully have the extra Dynamite Punches, So, again, those dynamite punches we picked up in the factory level, I think they really helped us with this run. Because now, we are almost at 10 minutes here. Every time he opens up, use a dynamite punch, keep shooting, fill your bar up, and just keep going at it. This guy is almost done. And with that, he goes down. Stop the time. We are at 10:07. That, my friends, is a world record run of Dynamite Duke. And fuck yeah, I know for a fact that we can get sub 10. We can definitely do it. And I encourage you guys to pick this game up and try and run it. It's not that hard. I want to kind of build a community around this game because I feel like this game is underappreciated, and I want to see more people run it. Anyway, guys, I'm IronFury. I'm out.